Okay, we'll come in into the front door. There's a ring system here. We got laminate. These are laminate floors. I'm supposing this is the dining room based on the chandelier being lowered in the location of the light switch. And these windows, they're all double pane metal frame, aluminum frame if you will. And they look to be original to the structure, so they're serviceable. They're in good shape. There's no signs of some moisture coming in or what. But for example, this one screen is torn. One of two torn screens that I found. And I think I found one fogging window, maybe not. Coming on through here. That would make this the breakfast area. This is the pantry. And looking in the closets, you can kind of see, and inside the doors, checks and everything, that this house has been, if you will, it seems to have been gently lived in. Doesn't seem like too much has gone on. The water heater's been replaced. Most of the kitchen appliances have been replaced, and although they have been replaced, it's obvious that they've it's obvious that they've been used. You know, they've experienced some use. Open light, does that work? Yeah. So this window, I left it unlocked because I wanted to. Ow. No good deed goes unpunished. The balance doesn't work in this window. So it needs to be adjusted. Just come loose. They're pretty easily fixed. It doesn't latch real well either. There's the ice maker hookup, kitchen island, GFCI is all here. GFCI is not here, nor was it required. The oven range has an anti-tip device. It does. All the burners work. Now this oven has bake, and it has broil. And I got the warming zone on too. I didn't turn it on this time, but I mean, it works. I did it. I operated it. And the bake works. I'm going to turn it off to just kind of show you. But this oven, it's a starter. You know, it's the beginning of the line. And this oven has it does not have a convection feature. It's not advertising one. It's not advertising that it has self-cleaning. Some of them are automatic these days. I'm not saying inside. They have some liners in here. A little bit of that. Just a little bit of stuff inside of here. But it doesn't seem to have self-cleaning. It doesn't seem to have convection. The kitchen sink. I really like these sinks. I mean, I get the under-counter ones. I get that. And they look better and fancier. I get that too. But the fact is that they have more problems. They're harder to clean. You know, all that luxury comes with the price. Hot water. Come underneath here. We have stoppers. It's 1/2 horsepower. Pest control notices here, and this notice right here is kind of interesting. It is Saved by the Bell. Good home, this is bad. Oh, it's Audrey, a Social Security disability person calling on a recorded line. So, with this right here, Dancing for Pest Control Management, they've been here doing a WDI on 08/06/20. Okay, I'm here on 09/01/20. usually, I have both licenses. I have a pest control license. A lot of home inspectors don't, and they hire pest control companies to come in with them. And when I see this notice like this tells me that this house was inspected about a month ago. It's likely that this house was inspected about a month ago, and no two inspectors see the same things the same way. And what I'm saying is that perhaps there's some more information about this structure, and I'd encourage you to search that out and try to find it. I really do. One, you'll appreciate the work that I've done for you. So that's the worst thing that can happen. And the best thing that could happen is maybe he found something, maybe he saw something a little differently, or something that I missed. It happens. It happens. I'm not perfect, so you kind of want that. This dishwasher's not really mounted in really well. It's missing this thing. And the clip's not screwed in. The carpet seems to be original to the structure. You can kind of see where the couch was. It could be stretched, it could be cleaned, it could even be dyed, for that matter, and you get a little more use out of it if you took that route. That being said, it lasts 17 years. That's why I think this house was gently lived in. But that being said, this carpet's not going to last much longer. It's just not. When I say gently lived in, it looks like they had a big dog. That's something to say. Okay, I'm going to set it outlast. These windows are all, for lack of a better description, they're all operable. They stayed up. I've aired the house out when I got in. Thank you, COVID. You're listening to me talk through a mask. Thank you, COVID. But yes, these windows are operable. Coming on along. Let's see. By the way, let me look at some notes here. There's a few notes. I take notes. In the dining room, the south side of the dining room, is that right? Okay, the insulation is lacking right in here. So I shot it with infrared. I didn't see a lot of differences. I didn't. So this door here, this dog door, it sticks in his gym a little bit right there. This gym. It seals up pretty good if you've got a dog. Otherwise, you got a hole. I was in another video, probably the video you saw directly in front of this one. And speaking of directly in front, speaking of that, this is the time. Does the light work or not? It's always on? There's a switch in the door? I can't turn this switch. I can't turn this light off. Interesting. We're going to leave this off and come back. Let's see what we can see. There's the tape here. This is the thermostat. This is the master bedroom. It's a nice thermostat. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I would have recommended. I can't call it deficient if you don't have one. I would have recommended it regardless. So that's kind of nice to know that you have it. The air conditioning system seems to be original to the house. They're engineered on paper, both the indoor air handler and the condensing unit, which is right outside of this window here. They're engineered on paper to last 20 years. But Las Vegas and North Texas, we get about 14 years out of them. So this air conditioning system, thermostat's on, we're taking temperature differentials. I'll get some of those to you. But that being said, it's pretty much, except for the thermostat, it's pretty much reached its, end of its economic life. Texas Real Estate Commission. It's on or off. It's working or not working. Is it performing the function for which it's intended? But, my client probably wants to know that it's over 14 years old. This is a 20 by 25 by 1 air filter in the hallway right here. Coming on along, this is the master bedroom. All the plugs work. The bedrooms are on AFCI, by the way. I'm not sure what this... I guess they had a television on the wall at one time, and this is for the cord to come down, and that way it's over the dresser, and you don't see the cord. I guess they just left that. I don't know. We got another torn screen. Another torn screen right here. The camera can pick that up for you. And coming on along, we're in the master bathroom. This is one of the warmest registers is in the closet. One of the warmest registers is in this closet. And so this is like an average register. This is the coolest register right over there. And so between the coolest register and the warmest register, the bathroom kind of feels a little uncomfortable. Another thing about the bathroom and the comfort level is right... Oh, my spotlight's not working. Ah, interesting. But right in here, the insulation is lacking. So, anyway, this room feels warmer than the rest of the house. Master bathroom. This is your home inspector. This lavatory, the master bathroom lavatory, check this out. That's off. Necessary leaks. And then you turn it on, how about that? GMCI protected, I've been here. Shower, the bottom of the shower door, this little gasket underneath here should be replaced. Should have been replaced. If you're in there, you know, washing your ankles and your knees and your elbows, and moving around in there, you're going to splash water. And that's going to end up on the floor here. You probably should have a towel or bath mat regardless. You really should, but anyway, that's what that's about. The commodes all flush, they're nice. The commodes seem to be updates. Master closet. I always learn something. You always catch me. Yeah, you work. Okay. The bathroom vents. And that one's kind of dirty. Look at that. It's kind of dirty. Clogged. And they don't vent directly to the exterior. Some of them vent to the soffit vents, which is an air intake vent. And you're not supposed to do that. I got a picture of it. Be baked into the report. Some of the door stops are a little less for wear. You're missing the bumpers on some of them. Some of the door stops are missing altogether. You've got 4 smoke alarms in this house. Okay, we got 1 in each bedroom, and I was able to push all the buttons and they worked. Then went outside the bedrooms, which also kind of goes to this common area. So you got 4 smoke alarms, but you don't have any smoke alarms in the east side of the common areas. So there aren't any smoke alarms there. So I'll let you know. Some of the carpet's wrinkled. Coming on along. Everything's, you know what? Now it's time to, you know, don't forget yourself. The light went out. Oh, it's motion sense. You know what? It's okay. Got a motion sensor? Yeah. Well, I don't know what that switch is for then. I'm glad that it went off. I guess you could leave it on permanently. Or it's motion sense. Okay. Move all along. This window, well, that was dirty. Okay. Keep it up. And I raised them and lowered them. Like I said, thank you, COVID. When I got here, this home was so heavily perfumed. And so I could smell it through my mask. And also because of COVID, I'm going to air out a house anyway, regardless. So when I was in the house earlier, closer to the noon hour, this window seems to be fogging. Only one I could tell. And I could be wrong too, by the way. But they're older. If they're not fogging now, they'll fog soon enough. I mean, I hate to, be like that, but it's the age you should expect. Some expenses like that on a house that's 15 years old or what. I think it's older than 15. See, this one looks like it's fogging, this window, but it's not. It's kind of bent though. Look, the window frame is bent right in there. Hang on. Hang on. I haven't dropped anybody yet. Hang on. 16 years old. Yeah, the windows are 16 years old. The air conditioning system is 16 years old. They last about 14. You might get some more use out of it. So I'm just here to remind you that it's 14 years old. I'm coming on along. And so you can kind of see, this is what the walls look like before they painted them. It's not that, for 15 years old, it's not that bad. Oh, here's another thing about the sinks, and I meant to call that to your attention. But they don't have percolators. Some people call them overflow drains, and they're not required. They're not required, but just know that you can have, a child washing their Barbie doll, maybe Barbie's swimming suit or something, and then they get distracted, and they go out and the carpet sprinkles. They get distracted, they come over here, and you could have some spillage and overflow. You could have an event. It could happen. So, even though a percolator is not required, we need to be aware. We all need to be aware. Bathtub enclosure is original. I see some spots in here, but that was texture for the paint job. And this door has been replaced. So they cared enough to replace this door. I don't know what the story was about that, but 15 years to replace one door? Huh. What else have I got here? I got the air filter, I got the weird closet light. Insulation. Insulation is lacking. Again, it's right up here. You'll see the infrared images. I'll share the infrared with you. And somebody coming on along. This is the laundry door. The clothes dryer length is supposed to be labeled. And I'm going to pull that off and get my camera in there and see what about that. It's not GFCI protected. Wasn't required when the home was built. 3-prong electric clothes dryer. 3-prong electric clothes dryer. This is an all-electric home. There are no gas appliances. That said, we do have an attached garage. And because the garage is attached, then we should have a carbon monoxide alarm out here as well between the bedrooms. Look at that, there's a little water stain up here. Okay, I'm going to shoot it one more time with infrared, see if it sees anything. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to poke that with a moisture meter. I'm going to come back and poke that with a moisture meter, get a still image of that. Speaking of moisture, and we come across here, this laminate looks like it was replaced. It looks like it's fairly recent, and you can see some swelling. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but you can see some swelling. The edges of the butt seams and the side seams are coming up a little bit. That could have a couple different reasons. I did a moisture reading on this. Again, it's not something you have to do. I like to do it. What do my notes say? 6 and 7%. The manufacturers are usually good with that. Each manufacturer has their own idea, but just about every manufacturer is good with 6 or 7%. So a couple of things might have happened. One is material was not acclimated before it was installed, meaning they didn't bring it in and lay it out and let it get used to the home's environment, the temperature and the humidity. And also could have meant that this product has experienced unusually moist conditions, either in the factory, in shipping, or during the installation or after the installation. it's, you know, it's more of an aesthetic issue. It's more of an aesthetic issue. That said, it's not going to get better. And nothing happens overnight. The driveway does not happen overnight. You know, nothing happens overnight, hardly. But, you know, it just be kind of, and that might be the nature of the product too, by the way. But anyway, there is that. This is the time in the inspection when I like to say thank you. Okay, you don't know this. You're going to see some other videos, and I hope you get some good use out of them. I really do. But this is the time I'm thinking of going home. And so I just want to say that I really appreciate your business. Thank you very much. That means the world to me. And, you know, if you've got any questions whatsoever, okay, I'm putting the temperature. That's where I'm putting the thermostat. Of course, it's a Nest. It'll go back to its programming. But thank you so much. And I just want you to know that you can reach out to me. You can call me if you got any questions whatsoever. This report is going to land first thing in the morning. First thing tomorrow morning, my client will have this report. I'm talking to my client here. And so if you've got any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. That said, I've done everything I can for the day. Oh, I'm plugging their spy microphone back in. Don't say anything.